Hello friend, I want to tell you about the Peugeot 106 car. Typical failures and problems. The Peugeot 205 is an unassuming city car that is actually one of the greatest icons of French motoring. It successfully competed in the Paris-Dakar Rally, won several Best of the Car awards, and enjoyed immense popularity. As a result, it significantly contributed to the brand's financial success. Meanwhile, the French decided to create something even smaller. This is how the 106 was born. How does it perform 9 years after production ended? The engine selection is extensive for such a small car. Most models available on the market have entry-level 1.0 and 1.1-liter engines, which are very fuel efficient, consuming just 6 to 7.5 100 kilometers in the city cycle. Unfortunately, as is often the case, low fuel consumption is coupled with poor performance. The entry-level engine offers no dynamics, and the 100 km per hour sprint takes about 19 seconds. The 1.1-liter variant is more agile. The 0 to 100 km per hour sprint takes less than 14 seconds, but power is still a pain. Larger capacity engines perform significantly better. Unfortunately, they also empty the tank faster, 8 to 10 L 100 km depending on driving style, but they can reach 100 km per hour in 10.7 seconds or even less. The top-of-the-line Rally 16 volts variant is capable of reaching this speed in 8.7 seconds, which is a very decent result in this class. In addition to the petrol engines, the engine lineup also includes 2 diesels. Both diesel variants can easily achieve fuel consumption below 6 L 100 kilometers in city driving, but, as with less powerful petrol engines, they're prone to sluggish acceleration. This can be quite inconvenient, especially when overtaking. All engines available for the Peugeot 106 share one significant advantage: they rarely break down. This is a masterpiece of French engineering. Before purchasing, however, it's worth checking for engine oil leaks, which can be a bargaining chip when negotiating the car's price. Other weaknesses of these engines include a faulty fuel pump, alternator and starter motor defects, and a blown head gasket. The cause of this last problem is a failed radiator fan. Unfortunately, these faults can't be detected during an inspection, as they usually appear suddenly when you least expect it. Torque can be transferred to the wheels via a 5-speed manual gearbox or a 3-speed automatic. The 106's suspension differs little from contemporary PSA designs. There are McPherson struts at the front and a torsion beam at the rear. The Peugeot 106 was not tested by Euro NCAP, but it's safe to assume that if it had, it would have received only 2 stars. Why this conclusion? Its sister car, the Citroën Saxo, achieved precisely this result in Euro NCAP tests. Failure rate. If they're not replaced in good time after 40,000 kilometers, you'll have to shell out a lot more to have the entire unit rebuilt at a cost of around 250 euros. Another weak point of the little Frenchman is the overly delicate front suspension mounts. They cause the most problems in the version with the heavy diesel engine. The steering system is also not one of the most durable components in this model. Before purchasing a specific model, it's worth checking if it's working properly. The cooling system should also be inspected. It can be leaky. The driveshaft joints are susceptible to damage, and their rubber boots often don't last even 30,000 kilometers. Delaying their replacement only increases the risk of damage to the entire component. If this happens, repair costs will be significantly higher. The 106's electrical system is susceptible to moisture. Rain can cause problems with the electric windows, windshield washers, or even the wipers. Steering wheel switches occasionally malfunction, but fortunately, this is a minor issue. To ensure that such surprises are minimized after purchasing a Peugeot 106, during a vehicle inspection, thoroughly check that all onboard equipment is working properly. In our opinion, however, the modest equipment of some examples may be disappointing. They lack not only air conditioning but even the now obvious power steering. I recommend facelifted cars, which have more extensive equipment and are in much better technical condition. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and rate my video. If you know of any issues with this car that I haven't mentioned, be sure to share them in the comments.